Previously on Quest for Competence.
After getting a brand new outlook on the quest that they had been given from the mayor.
And we upgraded our George to a Georgie.
And you see a man standing in front of a wagon.
Greetings, merchant human. Tell us why we should listen to you and not kill you and have witch woman bring you back as walking corpse.
A whole bunch of people just came out of the woods. A couple of them look like fighters, and one looks like a spellcaster.
And we're going to carefully loot the bodies before Moog decides to burn them or something.
Hi everybody, I am the one, the only, the R.E. Car. And when I'm in this game, I am the one, the only, the incredibly angry plant-based druid Hilda Swington. Outside of the game, I write urban fantasy, science fiction, and maybe even some lit RPG if y'all are lucky. Speaking of which, my newest, The Final Girl, should be coming out very soon as part of the Shingle series.
Hey everybody, I'm MK Gibson. Sorry, pardon me. I've been here the whole time. No reason to go back and watch the old episodes. I was always there. Just my microphone was always on. I will be playing Georgina the Bailiff. Fantastic. I'm an author of certain such books as the Shadow Master series and the Technomancer series, and I'm glad to be here.
Hi everybody, my name is Teresa Glover, and in this game, I play Trin Karen Vine-Tangler. Go back and listen to the other episodes where I introduce myself when I have a voice.
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and I play the most violent elf on the shelf, Moog Face Eater! In real life, I write several things. You've heard me do the intro multiple times, but I've finally come to the dark side, and I am working on my very first lit RPG, which I will be releasing in the coming weeks on Royal Road, so keep an eye on it there. I don't have any weird username, I'm just Rick Gualtieri. Go figure.
That's weird enough.
Hey y'all, I'm Misty Massey. I'm the author of the Mad Kestrel series of pirate fantasy adventures, and I am also the author of a number of short stories and a number of anthologies. So if you go to my page, mistymassey.com, you can find where my short fiction is hiding. So go look for it.
Hey there, I am John G. Hartness, and I am the captain of this motliest of crews. In real life, I write multiple series, including the Black Knight Chronicles, Quincy Harker Demon Hunter, and Bubba the Monster Hunter, and I'm happy to announce that my most recent novel release, Identity Theft, will be produced in audiobook by the fine folks at Sound Booth Theater, so yay, audio. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, nothing happened. Really, no, they went to sleep, then nothing at all happened. It was all a dream.
It will never be spoken.
When
Ever
they
again.
wake up the next morning, are they all looking at each other like they've got a shared secret that I'm not in on?
I think they are always doing that. I feel like that's just par for the
Sounds
course.
right.
And there's like a 10-pound cat on the back of my chair, so I can barely sit up now.
Moog had pleasant dream of drowning elf babies.
Hilda would stare pointedly at Georgina. It never happened. And then walk on by.
Georgina's brushing her teeth. She looks at you like, still trying to get the taste of ink out of her mouth.
Trin Karen looks at Georgina and looks just very confused. Very confused. Because I'm pretty sure that was George when I went to sleep.
It happens.
not-
We don't judge.
I'm not judging, I'm just confused.
Moog will nudge the half-face orc and be like, ink? Is that dwarf word for cum?
If so, it's black and it's spoiled.
Ew.
I'm kind of really glad I had too much to drink.
We have mounts, right? We have nice, sane horses that I can talk to and ignore all these people and keep my eyes away from the bailiff? Oh crap, Moog's here too. Why didn't I just have a normal dream about a bath? And never mind, I'm going off my own separate way.
The man in the man in the sky said, "You don't remember this, yet we're all clearly remembering this." So
it
fuck
never
it, let's do it.
happened. Do not make me call lightning this early in the day, because God's help me, I will.
First pub we find, I am buying everybody a lot of drinks, and you're going to tell me what it is that you don't remember and never happened, because I got to know. So
Somebody left not just one but 3 should we wake up no, never mind. There's zombies in buckets. That's not the least weird thing. I'm just gonna put them all in a cart and we can move on because nothing happened.
is Gigi in the bucket too?
Gigi and Mademoiselle Crunchy and whatever the hell the other Galerie, Crouton,
Crouton, yeah.
they are all in
Croutons in
buckets.
another universe. Yes.
Look how Gigi fits. She's so tiny, she fits right inside the bucket.
No matter how you shake them, no matter what kind of noise you make, they cannot be roused from their deep slumber. Mademoiselle Crunchy her feet keep moving like a dog when it's dreaming about running. I don't want to know
Can I
what
just chuck
happened.
them all in the wagon and be done with it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I have faith
good.
in your ability to manage that. It may take a couple of tries, but most of them are dead already.
Would any big, strong, orc-souled elf want to help me load the cart? Not that I'm trying to see you sweat or anything.
Moog, throw Demon Lady in cart. No problem.
All right.
Always
Moog likes
delegate.
that she running in her sleep. Moog imagines that she is chasing elf children to set them on fire.
That was the zombie Moog. You can't tell the difference between the tiefling and the... Never mind.
I think that's a very wholesome dream you recounted.
I don't think that dream's out of the realm of possibility. So, as you load up into a cart with your horsies, the road has diverged. There's a fork in the road. And if you choose, you can go along the right fork off into some place that no one has any idea what it is. The sign pointing off to the right has been broken off, but the post pointing north says Raga Fuel.
Is there a whole set of silverware, or is it just forks?
It's just a fork. It's not even a whole set.
Is it a whole set of forks or just a fork?
Just
You
a
are
fork.
weak. Moog does not eat with forks. Moog eats with hands.
I'm
Reasonable.
surrounded by idiots.
Well, you're the idiot driving the cart, so which way would you like to go?
So we were told definitely where to go, right? To this Raga Haven? Like, it's clear.
I
And
believe
we
the word
have
was ragamuffin.
direction and a clear sense of purpose, correct?
Yes.
Which path is less traveled? We have to go down that one.
So, agent of chaos, agent of order. How am I feeling today?
Let's go to the city because I need to add people to my
What-
downline. Sales are dropping and this
Which
is
one
not
is going
good.
to make the cleric talk more? That's where we should go.
Let us put zombie on ground and spin zombie in whatever direction zombie faces. That is direction we go.
Works for me. Let's do
How
that.
about he playing spin the bucket?
Like a breakdancing zombie.
All right.
I would like
Why don't we
to
make this scientific and just roll a die?
Rick, roll a
All
D, anything with an even number, and choose odd or even.
All right. Odds is right. Evens is left.
That makes no sense.
Odds left.
All righty.
I was hoping for a day full of chaos.
No, you just said evens would have left.
Did I?
Yes.
Sure didn't.
No, he did because you did it backwards.
Yep. What makes you think Moog knows his right from his left?
I'll just start heading down the right.
Alrighty.
Moog not care.
Don't forget to put the zombie back in the cart.
Moog will throw it back in.
You travel along the road for several miles. It's getting on into the late morning, and as you come to another fork in the road, you see a rushing river ahead of you that has washed out the bridge leading forward, but there is a left-hand fork.
Okay, universe, you win this time.
I'm not left-handed.
I am, though.
Okay.
Well, rushing river, good.
There's no elf babies to drown, Moog, so we're going
Yes,
to head left.
rivers always make Moog sad. Reminds Moog of his youth.
Diddle-doo-doo, flashback. Diddle-doo-doo, diddle-doo-doo,
Wait,
God,
wait.
no.
No. We
No.
gotta always learn. What
No badger
exactly
fart.
about a rushing river reminds you of your youth?
Well,
Moog?
when Moog was child, Moog had best friend Doog. Moog and Doog do everything together. We kill elf warriors. We gouge out the eyes of elf elders. We stomp on elf babies. Everything. So one day on river, Moog and Doog are fishing in boat. Very pleasant day. But then fish come. Amazingly enough, Doog gets pulled over by giant fish, and when Doog comes up, Doog has ring in hand. And Moog said, "But Doog, that is wonderful ring. Give to Moog because it is Moog's birthday." And you can probably guess what happened from there.
I bet I can't.
Did you go forth and take the giant fish to slap a bunch of elves with it?
No, Doog say, "Here, Moog, it is your ring." Then later at night, Moog crushed his head with rock because Moog realized that it was trick. It was just aluminum ring meant to trick Moog and give Moog cheap birthday gift. Moog does not like cheapskates.
I did ask.
I'm gonna.
Yes,
He
you
did.
did.
Georgina's
Started this.
I figured it had
Georgina's
something
gonna
to do with it
go over
now.
to. He's gonna pull the druid aside for a second and say, I know I feel like I'm newish to your group, but I'm fairly certain that druids have access to spells that can bring somebody back in a new body. Have you tried that with him so he's not as crazy?
Why on earth would I want to change that amazing ass?
It could be a better ass.
I find that statistically unlikely. Let's move on.
All right.
You'll get used to how she thinks about his ass. So.
Like I said, I've listened to the episodes.
I'm just making sure Moog doesn't use his. Oh shit! I just mentioned it out loud. Nothing.
It doesn't get any less disturbing for having listened to or participated in the episodes there, Gibby. After a few more hours of travel, it's mid-afternoon, and my cat has opinions. It
Hey,
is
Daisy.
mid-after. Oh my god, that's heavy. No, that's Gandalf
That's Gandalf.
jumping from the back of my chair onto my shoulder to jump up onto the windowsill next to my desk.
That's really all you're for is feeding and launching pads. So.
This is accurate. All right, as you
I steel myself with the use of the meditato to deal with civilization. It has been how many days since I've last killed anyone? At least one.
The day's still young. We'll figure out what happens.
All right, hold that thought. I got to bring all you idiots onto the right map.
I hear the opinions of Gandalf.
Yeah, you know,
Full of a DM.
you're already there. Okay, good. Look,
We cannot move our. At least I cannot move myself.
I can move myself.
Moog cannot move self.
Did you switch us again? Nope, I cannot move Moog either this time.
And I appear to not be on the map.
Doo-doo-doo.
A dwarf might just be under a rock.
I hate
Or under orc.
technology.
That's already happened. We don't speak of it anymore.
Octo vagina. It happened.
It's actually a cloaca. Let's at least be accurate if we're going to be disgusting.
Not
Calm
for the
down,
fan art.
Octopussy.
It reminds Moog of a game we used to play where we would all dip our junk into boiling hot tar and then play teabag the dwarf.
Ew.
Wait, is that an option?
Oh,
Have you
sorry.
teabag the dwarf? All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Is this a game you played with Doog before you crushed his head?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Have I ever told you about the ghost elf children I keep around with me at all times?
All right. You should have control of your tokens now.
Who can run away?
Hilda is stunned by these revelations.
Georgina can perambulate.
After a few hours, you come to a small stream, a quiet stream that looks nothing like anything in Moog's memories. For it is not a rushing river,
Bastard.
and there is no jewelry
Oh.
glinting in the bottom of it. But there is a small footbridge.
Oh, this reminds me of the massacre of West End. Oh, that was a very good barbecue. What were we saying?
A pair of guards, we may be using the term a little loosely. Basically, they look like the dumb fourth son of a potato farmer who just happens to be good at probably nothing. So they put him in mismatched armor and set him over the bridge with a spear. Maybe more like a long stick that somebody whittled a bit of a point into. He ain't real intimidating, let's put it that way. Halt! He says as y'all approach. Who goes there?
Just a couple of perfectly innocent travelers looking to pass on through and find our way to a city.
I don't know if you noticed this when you was walking up, but there ain't a whole lot of through. We're kind of in a box canyon here. So you might have done screwed the pooch there, lady. Lady?
You mean box cannon? So if anything happens, there would be no escape.
That's why we got guards like me. I'm
What's
Doug.
the name of this township, sir? Hey, Doug, how are you? What's the name of your township?
It's Ragafuel.
All right, this is Ragamuffin. We're there. We made it to the city.
Excellent.
This is this. What were we?
Do you have a pub?
Not so much as you'd really call it a pub. Most of the time we just go off behind a Miss McGillicuddy's cottage and drink over there in the corner up off to the right. But I ain't there now. My daddy says I can't drink while I'm on duty. I said duty.
Well,
that
why don't
sounds-
you just go have a drink then? This is where we were sent?
So
let us find Gem.
You got any special magic rocks?
is she okay? I
Well,
don't.
not
We've been
really,
traveling
no,
a long
but-
time.
I don't know nothing about no magical rocks. That'd be something you'd have to
She's-
ask the mayor about.
Where can we
She's just
find
very
the mayor?
tired. But where is the mayor?
Well, I'd expect he's in his house. It's a big one right straight up the road here. Before y'all come across the bridge, I got to ask you the questions.
Okay. Ask the question.
Hey, y'all, what y'all doing up in here?
Talking to you.
We came to talk to the mayor. We came to talk to the mayor.
Oh, all right. You got an appointment?
Yes.
It's a very secret mission, and yes, we have an
Yes.
appointment.
Okay. Well, go on then. And he
Thank you.
takes a little step off to the side. Doug, you back on up and let these nice people through. His partner,
Can we leave our cart
Doug.
here?
I mean, yeah, you can't bring it across a footbridge. That's why it's called a footbridge.
Right.
Cause it's for feets.
Put my foot somewhere, that's
Who
for
wants
sure.
to stay and guard the bucket?
Oh, I'll keep an eye on your cart. You got any booze up in there?
No. Nope.
Oh,
Just zombies.
Yes, we do.
Just a
You
tiny
see,
little
you see people with
person.
bucket on heads.
No,
Rip off finger and suck on it.
don't do that. It'll give you indigestion.
that
Some of
don't
them are a
sound
bit
very
huge.
nice. I've been told that there is a certain decorum to how a town guard is supposed to act. How am I doing?
You're doing just great.
Actually, you are surprisingly alive. You're doing a good job.
Alrighty. Doug and the other guard, Doug. And if you get that literary reference, you're way too caught up on Brandon Sanderson books.
I was expecting Daryl and his other brother, Daryl.
That's where
Nope.
I went to, because I'm
Yeah.
old.
It's Larry,
Alrighty.
Daryl, and Daryl.
So Doug and Doug have stepped back to allow you free passage into the house. What you see before you is a small village. There's about half a dozen little cottages with thatched roofs. Ahead to the right, there is a small cottage with smoke coming from the chimney. There's another one almost identical in size further along. Between those two houses on your right is a slightly more ornate building which has a porch with two old halflings sitting on the porch playing checkers. Directly in front of you is an opulent home. Next to it is a very utilitarian building with a six-pointed star on the door. And off to the left, you see a large round building with Georgina, roll me a religion check.
Oh, sorry. I was like, who the hell's Georgina? That's me. 1 second.
That's you.
I
Still
only
stunned
answered-
by the ink, eh?
I only answer to the Georgie now. Religion, you say. 1 second, please. I hit
think
the
it's like
buttons. 15.
Sheep?
Alrighty, with a 15, you recognize it. You recognize the symbol above the door as the holy symbol of Daemon, which is a good deity of mountains and wind. What would you like to do?
Turn to the guards and say, "Thank you for letting us in. Be sure to hug your families while you still can."
Because it's important to remember togetherness. Come on, Moog.
First, Doug looks very confused and nods. Second, Doug looks at Moog and looks at Hilda and just drops his shield and runs right away.
In what
They
direction?
were watching our cart.
Off to the left behind the large round building.
I'm going to
So
give the
toward
remaining
the
Doug a
alcohol.
quick once over from a medicine check, just to make sure that they're just stupid and they're not diseased. So
Sure. Go ahead and give that roll.
23.
Nope. Okay, with a 23, you are 100% convinced that they're just morons. It's a fairly
know.
remote village, and there may not be much genetic variety.
Genetic makeup. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm mostly enjoying the distinct lack of civilization, so I may not have to purify this entire place in the name of nature.
Let us go demand audience with Mayor.
I will point out to the rest of the group about the temple of you said Demone. So
Damone.
Uh,
I
let them
worship
worship their
nature.
false. Let them worship their false gods. One day, Anjarak will drown them all in a cauldron of blood.
Yes! I mean, that's very nice, Moog. Let's move on.
I'm gonna splash Moog with some essential oils again.
I think you might need some concentrate to help that.
That's
Alrighty.
true.
As
Ooh,
you...
there's a cow.
There is.
Is that a cow or a bull?
Well, there's only one way to
It's
find out.
obvious. Yeah, look at the horns.
Not all bulls
What were
have
you
horns.
thinking?
I mean, all bulls have at least one.
That is true.
As you move forward into the town, you see that next to the slightly larger building, round building in front of you, there's a small plot of what looks like an herb garden, and an elderly halfling woman is tending that.
Are they some pretty sweet herbage?
Roll me a nature.
I was distracted by Moog's ass and only rolled a 9.
Was it Moog's ass or were you ogling more livestock?
She's a mighty, mighty halfling woman.
She was very large there for a moment.
Yes. Oh, yes.
With a 9, you can't quite tell if anything it has any off-market purposes, let's say.
Mm. As I said,
And-
I was studying other things more intently.
Don't need to know that. Really,
This is-
really don't want to know that.
Moog think this is nice garden.
you say this one was the round hut was the cleric or the temple or the one below it? Okay.
Yep, this
So
one
we
right
go-
here off to the left.
While they're checking things out, I'm going to go
And the
just poke my
mayor
head around
is
there and
this
see
big
what I
one?
see.
Okay. Old gnome man, do you go inside or do you just look around outside?
Just seeing, I'm listening to see if I hear anything weird or wonky, or I haven't poked my head. I don't be too rude yet, so
There's the sound of merry whistling coming from inside.
okay. I might pop my head in then while they're playing around outside with the vegetation. I might pop my head in just to see what's going on.
Okay. There's an elderly male gnome sweeping. Ah, well, and how are you today? Wow, you're a healthy lady, aren't you? And I don't mean
That's
that
true,
like
I
some
am,
people
and,
do when they say fat. I mean like you are
Oh no, it's all right. I got
vital.
a pleasant little pot down here. Yeah, I've got a pleasant pot, and I'm quite proud of it. No, it's you need potatoes in your life and lots more of them. You need to eat some food and put some meat on you, truthfully. But I
Well,
saw your symbol outside, and I thought I'd pop my head in from one
Ah.
follower of the faith to another.
Well, welcome. And who do you worship?
We've never established that in the lore, so let's just say the storm, the embodiment of the storms.
Oh, yes, the great goddess Hazel.
Let me write that down.
Please do.
Yes, followers of Hazel are always welcome in the house of Damone.
Is it because of the dancing? I've heard that they're excellent dancers.
But
I
of
feel there's a
course-
joke that went over my head, so
He also didn't hear you because he and Georgie are in a building, so don't know who you were talking to. But let's bounce back to the crew outdoors who have just encountered a little old shit. What did I say? Halfling?
Halfling.
Yep.
Halfling.
All right.
This
She was
this
this
nice
big.
garden would make nicer cemetery.
Well,
No.
Yes, corpses are a lovely fertilizer. You should see what they do to the tomatoes. But I'm retired. I don't do that anymore. I only raise and sell herbs.
You
Oh.
retire from
And-
tomatoes?
Yes, Moog.
And
I
what sort
retired
of
from
herbs do you
making the best tomato fertilizer in the land. I'm sorry, sweetie. What did you say? What were you going to ask
what
me?
sort of herbs are you growing, my dear lady?
Oh, the normal. A little parsley, a little oregano, thyme. I've got a little sprig of garlic floating around somewhere. I've got
Ah,
I have a little mint. I have a little of the special weed behind the house, but we don't tell the sheriff about that.
Are you Mrs.
Hey.
McGillicuddy?
Yes. Oh, Dougie told you how to find me, didn't he?
He did. Yes,
That
he did. He
boy.
spoke very
mentioned.
highly of you.
I don't believe that at all. I don't think he
Yeah.
knows enough words to speak highly of anything. But it's okay because if
Well, I mean, all things being relative.
oh, entirely too many things were relatives. That's how Doug ended up like that. But it happens. Doug's happen from time to time. Now, it has been some number of years since a group of powerful adventurers wandered through our peaceful village, and I certainly hope that your arrival doesn't herald the end of the peace. For some reason, she's looking right at Moog when she says that.
Who, us?
Moog,
We're harmless, mostly.
Moog is a teddy bear.
Moog
Don't
can
let
hear
his
the
outward
screams already.
appearance fool you. Shut up, Moog.
Well, I am.
Mook is kind of like your Doug's.
Oh, okay
See?
then. Well, that'll
Yeah,
be fine.
if you treat him like your Doug's, it'll be fine.
Well, I don't really need to treat anyone unless you want to buy some herbs or maybe a few potions. I'm gonna need
What kind
a
of potions are
potion
we
of
talking about?
minor cat scratch healing if this damn furball doesn't stop jumping on me. There's a moth or something fluttering around in my office, and Gandalf is the mightiest of hunters, aren't you, buddy? You big old fat floofy dork.
Hey, he is protecting you. Be appreciative.
Yeah, that's what he's up to.
No one ever said familiars were
But
convenient.
yes, I just have a little potion shop, just sitting out here in my happy retirement like everyone else in town, except Doug.
So
He's not
everyone
retired.
here is a retired tomato farming specialist? Is that what you're suggesting?
Not everyone. But there are, let's just say that people are more than they seem to be on the surface. And that has never held more true than here in Ragafuel. I mean,
Yes,
really.
Even Doug?
after you skin people, you see all sorts of things.
I cannot argue
That's
with
a
your
metaphor.
logic, sir.
That's a metaphor.
I
No,
don't
that's
think...
accurate.
No, I think...
I've done it. He's right. And if you grind the skin, if you dry it and then grind it into flakes, it makes a lovely addition to a revivify potion.
Or a seasoning. But we'll leave that be.
Okay, yes. I have heard of some folks that may or may not have used some of the same herbs that I grow here for the purposes of seasoning more than potatoes. But
But of course, we're all on a plant-based diet now, right?
oh God, no. There have certainly been years that I could not acquire meat, but now that I can, honey.
I think you should
Pull out your
maybe
meditato,
redirect
damn
the
it!
conversation.
Pull out your meditato. Stroke your meditato.
Be nice, Moog like short murder woman.
I like
I-
you too, big idiot.
I think
So
I'd
what
like to
can we
purchase
do
some
for
of
you?
that special herb that you have that makes everyone calm and happy and cheerful and want Oreos that don't exist in this world, but we still want them.
Oh, okay.
Sweet cakes.
Well, just
What?
come just come with me. And she opens the
I
door to
said
her
sweet
hut,
cakes.
steps inside. There's not going to be another
Okay.
map.
I follow.
How many of you would like to follow her inside?
I will.
Okay. She
Moog will wait outside since he assumes that this is a trap, and the short murder woman will just kill them all.
I'll guard Moog.
Yeah, who's going to guard him from you?
your
This is a
claim
good
on it,
time to
That's the
hop back
point.
over to the church. Gibby, what's going on in the chapel?
I was introducing myself as like, hi, I'm Georgina, obviously the follower of Hizzle, and you are, sir.
Oh, yes. I am Father Zenipro.
Father, pleasure to meet you. Your establishment here, this little Box Canyon settlement, is very unique. Now, if I can ask you, why would the powers that be send us here looking for a magic rock in a very out of the way place?
Well, if you had a magical rock that you didn't want people to know the location of, would you put it in the middle of your desk like a big
No,
dumbass?
but I would probably put it in someplace rather secure. So unless,
Well,
with respect, sir, this seems a little bit of a after Doug and Doug, it doesn't look well guarded unless that's just a front for more powerful magics that we're not seeing.
I would never in my life tell you that we were one of the most secure towns in the realm. I would never tell you something like that.
Could you hand me some scripture? Because I want to read between the lines a little bit so I can really feel what you're putting down. So,
Look, lassie, we're all retired. We're all retired warriors and adventurers, except for the Dougs. They're brothers, and their parents
cousins,
may have
apparently.
been siblings. Oh yes. I think one of them is the other one's uncle and maybe aunt. But I don't ask questions. I just want the
I
Dougs
have
to
family
live
from
their
West
best life.
Faerun. It's all right. I understand. Yeah.
But no. No one here is what they look like except for the Dougs. They really are like that. But what kind of magical rock in particular are you looking for?
This is the part where Georgina would give the tremendous backstory that the characters would know that Gibby's a fucking idiot and not know. So it would be very detailed, very clergy to clergy, in a very imploring way, because I don't fucking remember. And I don't want to waste people's time making
You
shit.
say that like you
Great.
think
I
we would
want to hear it.
remember.
Well
You
done.
say
Well
like you
done.
think we'd remember.
Oh no, I'm giving you all the benefit of the doubt for this one. I mean, I played with a couple of you. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh,
No,
well.
I'm buying in. I'm pretending you did it. Very nice.
I'm
Well,
wondering
And
if
that
this,
is the end of our story.
Well, to find the gem of Fumark, you must first speak to the mayor. I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to pass along the the location of the temple. Because it is, in fact, hidden in the temple outside of Ragafuel. I know they told you to come to Ragafuel. That's part of the whole agreement we have with people who stash important magical things in the area. They can store things here. They give us a lot of money to protect them, and you have to go through the mayor and an interview process before you're allowed to
I'm
continue
glad
your quest.
I'm glad Moog's not here. The way you phrased it, have to go through the mayor because he might try that. How about we have to talk to the mayor, and that's how I'll present it to the group. So,
Well, that's certainly going to go better for you.
all right.
You definitely will be happier with your afternoon if you curb your friend's bloodthirstier impulses. But
Homicidal rages, of course.
again, live your best life. I am not going to yuck anyone's yum, but but I've seen what the mayor can do. You don't want to.
In a weird way, I kind of do now. If I can just, do you have popcorn?
Do you have chainmail?
Regardless, I do actually.
Because it's going to take literally days of scrubbing to get the viscera out of your chainmail if your conversation with the mayor goes sideways.
How to phrase this in such a way? All right. Before we meet the mayor, what is his or her name or their name? Do they have a preferred title, and would they be receptive to our party inquiring so directly?
Well, sure. It's Mayor Kyle.
Mayor
I
Kyle.
know, not the most original name, but Doug's are his
No, it's
son,
a beautiful name. My name's George.
That's fair. Yes, Mayor Kyle. He lives in the nice big house. He's hard to miss. I expect that he'll be coming out to visit shortly.
All right. And should we just wait for him in the open field area, or should we, go to that? You said he's coming out, so we just wait outside for him then.
Well, you could knock. You're obviously a very polite
Well,
young man.
I don't want to be. I don't be rude to the man. You've got several strangers showing up, banging
Just
on
go
your
knock. It'll be fine.
insight check.
Okay.
I just want to see if he's just fucking with me, setting me up for failure. So, natural 20 for a 26.
This is the most sincere little dude you've ever met. He means
Fantastic,
every word that
fantastic.
has come out of his mouth, especially the ones where he said the mayor will rip you to shreds if you screw with him.
We'll fuck with Moog. Moog will be fucked shit. That's the funny bit. So, all right.
And remember the concept of splash damage, young lady.
You kind of pinged out the remember the what?
I mean,
Oh, the splash zone, of course.
Rage may splash upon you. But is there anything else I can do for you today?
I've been very thankful. Do you require any money for your church, or are you obscenely wealthy and from all the storage fees that you collect?
Well, I wouldn't call it obscene, but I do okay. You are welcome to make a donation to our Lord Dumont, but Hazel may be offended if you donate to if you tithe to another deity, so it's all fine.
Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Well, you have a lovely day, young lady.
And Georgina will exit the church and see who's standing around in the field.
Moog has remembered something, so he's not entering the hut, but he will call in. He's like, "Murder woman, you not happen to be Tirana, goddess of tyrant lizards?
Sweetie, do I look like a god's damned lizard to you?
Does Moog not look like orc?
That's because you're not an orc, you dumbass.
Well, Moog is orc.
murdering in
Okay,
3,
that's fine.
2, 1.
That's fine. You can be an orc all you want to, honey, but I am not. I am not a goddess, and I am not anything. I have nothing to do with lizards.
That shame.
Hilda's getting slightly jealous at their instant connection.
Okay. As you are inside the shop, she turns her attention back to you. Trincarin,
Yes.
roll me perception.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's see.
You have advantage on this check, by the way.
Wow.
Well,
And
then you won't need the other roll.
Karen rolled a 21.
A 21's gonna get you there.
Okay.
You notice that while the left-hand wall of the front room of her hut is full of herbs and jars of dried powder and the kind of stuff you would expect from an herbalist, the right-hand wall has a dazzling display of essential oils in
Oh.
some of the most ornate bottles you've ever seen.
Oh.
This
My
woman must be
God.
so far up the chain. There may be
Mr.
so much
Gillicuddy,
that you can learn from her.
I must learn
Yes,
from you.
my
I'm going to step
Tell
over and
me
take
about your
Karen's
oils.
elbow because she looks faint.
Oh,
She's got the
Definitely very
vapors.
excited.
you're new to the teams, aren't you? How many people do you have in your downline?
45.
Oh, honey. Okay.
I know.
She
I'm falling
she reaches
behind.
into one of the cabinets, hands you a very small bag of dried herbs, Anweer,
Okay.
and makes a shooing motion. You go on, pretty boy. You go smoke it up wherever you like, except not in front of the sheriff. I don't know why we have a sheriff. There are 25 people in the damn town, but anyway. Uh, but your little friend here and we're gonna have to have. I'm gonna do some
Can we do some
tutoring, some
sales training?
mentorship.
Oh, yes,
Do
please.
I
I need
what
it.
do I owe you?
Oh no, honey, it'll be fine. I'm gonna be able to contact the global director of sales after this conversation, and I may be able to shift your friend and her entire downline into my tree, so then she can sit under my tree of knowledge
Yes.
as she allows
Yeah.
her her forest of revenue to blossom.
Yes.
So you just
Yes,
go
ma'am.
run
Thank you.
along
Bye.
and
I thought I was supposed to have all the tree puns. This
So
is getting
I
good
have
insulting.
I have my book and I have some questions that I've written down.
she opens the door into the back half of the hut, which is a cozy little living area with a few comfortable chairs settled around a table. Come back here into my home office, darling. You just
Okay.
come on in, have a seat. I'll brew us some tea.
Excellent. Doug, follow
So
her
Gigi
very
is in a
happily.
bucket, and Trincarin is getting some sales training. The rest of you are now outside. We're just gonna
Sounds like we should knock on Meridor.
say that let's just move a few people around. Boop, boop.
I like how Misty's like in the dark now. Like it's just like this mood lighting thing going on.
My lamp just went off for no reason and I'm freaked out.
It's not a bad look.
Mood lighting.
Thank
Whoa!
you, honey. My husband fixed it.
In other words, he plugged it back in, huh?
That was very
Um,
strange.
All right, Moog, would you like to go knock on
Just
the
turn the knob.
door of the large, ornate home?
Yes.
Okay. A strong-looking human male in his middle years opens the door and says, looks at all of you, says, huh. All righty then. Another bunch.
Another one.
Oi! Oi! Harry, get out here. From the jail, out walks a bugbear. What is it, Kyle? Adventurers. I don't know what. Oh, God damn it, Gandalf. Do not walk on the keyboard. I'm not sure which set of cats is harder to herd, him or y'all.
Give it time.
Tonight, Gandalf.
Yeah, tonight, Gandalf. I don't know what they're here for yet, but get ready in case you have to murder everybody.
Now it's a party.
So, what can I do you for?
Very, very simple. Me Moog. I come from Mare. Mare sent us to get rock from you because his stupid daughter is dead, and he want rock for some reason, probably to smash her skull. Moog, not sure, but please give us rock.
The gem of Fumark.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm with you
she's
now.
not dead.
Right. No,
Seemed
she's
dead to me.
probably cursed or some such, and you
Yes.
need the gem to break the curse, and blah, 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 blah. True love's kiss, glass coffins, whatever.
All that crap, yes.
Yeah,
we just want
exactly.
it so we can get paid.
Now, that is a sentiment I can get behind, young lady.
Thank
I
you.
approve this message. But we do have a small interview process first.
Okay.
Are any of you pledged to any of the darker deities, gods of murder, gods of assassination? We'll let gods of thievery, look, ownership is fleeting. Possession is the law. But we don't like murderers. We don't like assassins. We would prefer. We don't mind necromancers, just don't raise dead bodies within the town limits.
Oh, we left our necromancer across the bridge. We thought
That
ahead.
is a very good place for necromancers, not here. Now, again, if they behave themselves, I don't have a problem. But if they start wandering off into the graveyard and digging up Aunt Ethel, well, that's just not good for anybody, now, is it?
Oh, don't worry. We shoved a bucket on her head.
Moog, have a question.
Yes, Moog.
Moog?
You mentioned dark gods. Does Angerak, defiler of the elven dead, count?
No.
Okay,
No,
then.
defiling
Sounds
dead
pretty
is fine.
sunshiny to me.
And also, I'm not sure that's a real god. I thought that was just a guy. I thought he was just a guy who liked to bang elf corpses, but whatever. Maybe he ascended.
Don't break his illusion.
It's been a while. I don't get out much. Could be he ascended since I was last running around the countryside.
Well, yes. If
Let
Moog
the
dies,
confused man have his dreams.
Moog will be drowned for all eternity in his cauldron of boiling blood. Sound familiar? Yes, no?
Anyway, the Fumar.
This is what you want. That is a Father Zenipro problem. That is not a mayor problem. I don't deal with. All I needed to know was that You're not here to destroy the town, and you don't plan to use the gem of Fumark to unleash countless horrors upon the world, right?
Wait, that is option?
No, it's not an option, Moog.
Don't get
Well,
excited.
that depends, Mr. Moog. Do you want to step off of my porch under your own power, or do you want to fly off of my porch?
Don't
Je-
give him a good time.
Gem gives power to fly as well? Wow. And here Moog thought Gem was just to use on dead Mare Daughter.
She's not dead,
No,
Moog.
Moog. He's using a metaphor, Moog. Don't know.
Oh no, I
We're not
wasn't
up
using
to
a
explaining
metaphor at all. I
metaphors
was
yet.
going to kick the living shit out of him, but no, I understand where we are now. So, you need to go to the temple, right?
Right.
Yes, that
Yes.
seems to be the general consensus.
I
And
talked to the father, and that's what he said. Yes.
As you can see, there's no temple in this town, right?
As far as we can determine.
That's because it's up the mountain. If you'll notice, there's a little trail that leads between my house and the church.
That is
Might-
a tiny
it-
trail.
Happen to
It
be
is.
temple to Tirana, goddess of tyrant lizards?
Funny you should ask that, Mr. Moog. That's very good. And now he's Mr. Rogers. Yes.
Is he wearing a cardigan over his mayoral garb?
It's chainmail, but yeah,
my
it's
neighbor.
it's cardigan. It's a chainmail cardigan.
Chainmail cardigan. Okay.
Red.
Of
Um,
course.
Yes, Mr. Moog, that is in fact a temple of the thunder lizards.
Ah, Moog interested in seeing that.
Alrighty. Well, y'all can just head right on up to the temple if you like, or
That-
you
Or
could do some shopping. You could always
boost the local economy.
Funny enough, that's exactly what I was going to suggest. You see, we don't charge for our services to adventurers, but a donation to the town coffers here, a taxable purchase in the general store there. You see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Of course. And
You
where's the
likable
general store?
person. Can you buy stuff for us?
Is that
Have
me?
you got any potatoes? Yes.
Oh,
I
normal
wasn't sure who you
human
were
type.
referring to as likable.
I was like, the thief
I'm
is
standing
the
next
likable
to Moog.
Yeah, and not sure which one of you is less likable.
So
We should-
where is the general store?
Oh yeah, you walked right past it. It was the second building on your left, on your right as you came into town.
Okie dokie. Gotcha. Well,
They
we'll
have most
definitely go
every-
shopping.
They have most everything you need, and you can go shopping now or when you come back. Might be better to wait until you come back because while yeah, that's a cattail right in front of the camera.
I've been watching these hairs
So
drift down the entire time.
Yep.
Is
Come here, bud.
that the bugbear walking by?
Yes.
That is.
Look at my butthole,
Hey,
everybody.
Gandalf. He's so
He's so
cute.
pissed off right now. He's so annoyed. He wants all the attention, but he doesn't want to be picked up. But anyway,
That's
it's
my cat,
probably
too.
a better idea if you come visit us at the general store after you clear out any guardians that may exist in the temple.
What kind of guardians?
Well, that would ruin the fun.
I mean, goddess of tyrant lizards seems pretty obvious to Moog.
So,
I'd actually, for
You know?
once, I agree. It's probably
quick
tyrant
question
lizard.
so this interview process is to see if we're worthy to go up to attempt to take the Fumark, but you have a citadel, a church, full of issues. Is that are you sending? Are you fucking with us?
A little bit.
All right,
But
I respect that. All right.
I mean, look, I've been out of the game a while. It's been a minute since I had any real challenge, and I don't think I'd have one with this pile either. But there's some stuff up in the temple that ought to be fun for you guys. Fun, enriching, and
All right. I have a
Oh,
follow-up
and you would
question.
like a
Any
portion
idiot
of
come
whatever
take
we
the
enrich
magical-
ourselves with.
I don't know. I haven't gone in there to clean it out.
Follow-up question. What are our odds, and how do we bet on ourselves?
Yes, actually, that's a pretty good question.
That would be Sheriff. Damn it, Cat, get off the notes. Can't remember the sheriff's name with your
Sheriff
butt on the
Gandalf.
Sheriff,
notepad.
damn it, cat!
Sheriff
Yeah.
Cat Booty.
Exactly. Well, it is Sheriff Harry.
It's a tabaxi. It's Sheriff Whisker Mittens. What's that?
So, yes. Oh, yeah. Wagers are Sheriff Harry's department, but the standard, without knowing you well, the standard policy for adventuring troops is 3-1 against.
Okay.
Okay.
Moog will pull Hilda aside and be like, Moog, excited. We should go get Demon Lady and tell her that gem not only raised dead daughter, but can unleash unspeakable horrors upon the world.
Poor Hilda. Moog said
She's
Moog
standing.
excited, and she got all Twitter pated.
She didn't hear anything
Jeez.
past that.
Very good. I'm sorry. What is the rule to keep from having your brain shut down hearing the words "moog excited"?
For you, that's a DC 40
DC 40. Okay.
with disadvantage. Yeah.
Hilda rolls a 22.
Hilda
Just over
is a
halfway there.
gibbering idiot thinking about Moog Boner.
Yep. Okay.
So, Trincairn is getting onboarded and learning to onboard others.
I am leveling up.
Yes, you are.
She will reach her final form.
Hilda is drooling a little. The three of you
Yes.
that are capable of rational thought, what would you like to do?
Go to temple!
Put all our gold on ourselves for the sheriff that will make it back with the 3-1 odds.
Actually, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Because otherwise we're dead. So who cares?
I just want to go to the general store and buy a pipe.
All right.
Okay. How much gold do y'all have?
Based off this very generic character sheet, 10 gold.
What level are y'all?
Seven.
7.
Level 7. Yeah.
Figure 500 gold apiece.
Yay.
Yay.
I Gouger clan not bet with gold. We only bet with limbs. Sometimes our own.
Sheriff Harry overheard that. I'm not paying out in limbs.
Why don't we?
I
If you get
wager
money,
gold.
Moog.
I'll wager gold. I can occasionally find a use for souls. Y'all's all seem pretty tainted, so that's probably off the table. And gems. Gems are good. But otherwise, No limbs, tree or otherwise.
That's good because we wouldn't want to hurt a tree in front of me.
Sure,
Right?
whatever, lady. This is the buffest
I'll
damn bugbear you've ever seen. He's plainly dressed, just a tunic, pants, no armor, no nothing threatening, just a little badge of office hanging around his neck. Not even any shoes. But
Ooh,
Oh, I
feet.
can get behind that.
holy crap, is this dude jacked. He
A
looks like
swole bugbear.
swole ass bugbear. You
Do
do
this.
notice that there's a ring on his left hand, and yeah, it definitely looks like this guy has not ever skipped leg day.
It not look like cheap aluminum ring. Do it.
And it comes full circle.
Moog hates cheapskates.
So, would you like to wager roughly 3,000 gold on yourselves to survive? And if so, who's picking Gigi's pocket?
She's got a bucket on her head. We have a thief.
How about we do 2,000 gold so everybody keeps a little bit behind, and an extra gold so that she can get a pipe for herself too before we go off.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's hard to get stoned without, a delivery system.
And suddenly, it's like Georgie cares about us.
I mean, we all went to
Was he
college.
thinking-
We could
Because
make you a
Georgina
pipe.
might not care, but this is Georgie. I'm full of love, and I want money, and I have a gambling addiction. So
Mrs. McGillicuddy remembers her days in college, and she has gifted Trincairn with a pipe to take to you.
That is just the nicest little old halfling lady. I just love her to
and
pieces.
3 edibles and a water bong, and
Wait, there's
You
Wait,
just
there's
described the
gummies?
rest of my night.
If your dwarf likes to gamble, should come to Eye Gouger Clan and play a round of chop poker.
I
I'm
feel like
telling
this
you,
is
you
all
should.
happening.
You should.
so-
Moog,
Go
you
ahead.
should meet my ghostly elf children that I keep around. You would love them.
Most
All
of
right.
them to become clerics so Moog can exercise them.
So you bet 2,000 gold at
Yes.
3 to 1
Mhm.
that you will survive.
Yes.
Sheriff Harry says, I like. Most people not so brave. But your logic's sound. If you die, this way nobody has to go in there to take your money. I've got it. And if you live, probably have enough cool shit that somebody will want to buy it. Yeah, nah, I'm here for it. And he walks into the jail, which is this
We get a receipt for that. A
small
gambling
building
ticket.
here. That's the sheriff's office and jail.
Mhm.
You hear some banging around. He comes back out, hands you a receipt, a betting slip,
Bam.
valid for 30 valid for 30 nights or 1 full moon turn. If you're not back by then, you're not coming back.
That's
Fair.
reasonable.
All right.
Okay. What would y'all like to do?
Go to
How much
temple,
time?
get
how much
gem,
time is left?
unleash horrors.
Considering that it's late in the day, there's training to be done. We still haven't figured out the bucket situation. Is there possibly a place we can stay and rest and then go to the temple in the morning?
Sure. Sheriff says,
Preferably a place that only has a limited number of bedrolls. Not that I'm,
There-
asking for a solid here.
there are bunks in the jail. We can put 6 in one room.
No.
Or you can sleep outside.
I
You're-
have a slight claustrophobia issue. I'm gonna sleep
Yeah.
outside.
I've spent enough time in jail with these people.
Yeah.
That sounds like a story. Hey, wasn't there 5 of you? Oh, Henrietta got hold of one of you, didn't she?
Yes, that's what we're waiting on. Do you think she'll ever
Yeah.
come back?
No
We'll give her
promises,
till
lady.
morning.
Yeah. Plus spell slots and wild shape and hit points. Oh my.
Alrighty. So, would you like to sleep in the jail, or would you like to make camp outside? There's plenty of room behind the mayor's house. It's a wide, clear area with a cow.
Is it a
Camp
cow
and
or a
outs-
bull?
Roll me perception.
Hilda rolls a 21.
It's a cow.
Yes.
Way too many udders for it to be a bull.
So, anyone in town mind if we eat cow?
We are not. I do. It's a
Don't.
beautiful creature that deserves to live and is innocent.
And it's my fucking
until it's
cow.
steak.
So,
Yeah.
don't eat my fucking cow.
I will not let anyone harm your beautiful cow.
That's good for them. And for the cow. Alright. Moogie.
Sleeping outside.
Whatever your
I'm going
name
to
is.
set up under these nice tree branches.
Okay. Y'all can make camp. Trincarin is still in the herb shop having tea and training and perhaps gaining product lines while she's there.
Obviously.
Ooh.
Getting
There,
a new script to read to keep him on the hook and bring him back.
there may
Everyone's
be
an opportunity.
there may be
baby.
a new line, maybe a new line of containers, bags and pouches, etc. But just because we are wrapping
Oils
the
with
game for the
caboodles.
night, that does not mean that we are through. As always, we have some questions from our Patreon patrons on the Discord, and you can join those fine people by going to patreon.com/authorsanddragons for as little as $1 a month. You can hang out on the Discord and chat with many, many of the cast members who aren't me because I'm never on Discord. But anyway, Rick, have you been culling the
No, you're
Discord for questions?
Mostly I just post cat pictures.
Our friend Zach of All Trades asks, have you ever made a character in one of your books specifically to provide exposition when needed?
Yes. I literally named them Ponderous Expositionist. and that
That's
would
pretty
be in
funny.
Girl 3. So yes, I did that blatantly to make fun of the exposition character.
I think everybody does to a degree. That's what the Gandalf character's for. Whenever you, or the Obi-Wan Kenobi character's for, when you have the wide-eyed idiot in the beginning, you need the worldly character to say, no, you idiot. Here's what the world's really like. Now listen to my story and blah, 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 blah. They exist to move the character from over the threshold into the actual act 1 to 2.
I answered this actually on the Discord, but I specifically created a character for that when I wrote the Silas Kane scrolls, because I didn't want to tell the story from Silas's perspective because that would require me to get too deep into his brain. So I specifically created this like demigod who just exists, kind of like was looking over Silas's shoulder for the entire time, and just explaining, like, and just explaining
Shaking
things
his
in
head.
ways that really Silas was not capable of. Pretty much.
I did
I
it
don't
in
know that
my
I've done it
Technomancer books. It's set
intentionally.
after the biblical apocalypse, and it's cyberpunk, and it meets supernatural. And my main character is like he's a worldly guy. How do I make him an idiot? And then I introduce him to a guy named Father Grimm who knows about the world beneath the world that's really happening. So yeah, he became my exposition dump guy because he's been around he's the oldest living thing on the planet. So it's kind of like, yeah, of course you do it. I think everybody does it to a degree.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Kestrel's dance, I've got
Yeah,
one
I
too.
spread it out.
So because Kestrel didn't know anything about her magic in the first book, so I had to bring somebody around who could teach her, because you can only learn so much on your own. So
Yeah, I use Glory for that from time to time
I like
in the Quincy
Glory.
Harker series. Sometimes I use Faustus in that role. But yeah, I don't have anyone that is specifically dedicated to that job, but I'll give that task to another character for one book or for one scene if need be.
Gibby is taunting me. Gibby is taunting me on camera. I want a foul. He doesn't know about my trauma, and he's blatantly bringing it up.
I was more taunting Rick. I didn't know about your trauma, but please, let's get into it. Tell me more. Tell me and Optimus
Because
about
my
it.
whole life, when I was a little girl, all I wanted was an Optimus
I got one right
Prime.
behind me.
All I wanted was an Optimus Prime doll as a little girl growing up in the 80s, and they kept giving me Barbies. Do you know how annoying it is to have, like, your friends bring over Megatron and Soundwave, and you have Barbie?
All I wanted was Optimus Prime that one Christmas, and they got me Megatron instead. So I had to go onto eBay to get my own 1980s Optimus Prime.
Skyfire! My mom finally
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Do you still have them?
Jetfire.
Was it Jetfire?
Jetfire was
the white one.
His name was Skyfire in the cartoon.
Jetfire is a toy. He's based off the Macross guy.
Well,
Exactly.
I called him Skyfire because I saw him in the cartoon.
Do you still have it? Because I want it.
No, I don't have it, okay?
I like you less.
I have it in the box.
You son of a bitch.
Look, all I wanted was an Optimus Prime, okay, for years, and I was constantly given gender stereotypical toys. I can't even watch the Barbie movie because of trauma. And now I get taunted with Optimus.
Transformers was my sister's generation, not mine, but that's okay because I have Gypsy Danger from Pacific Rim.
I like Gypsy Danger.
Is that...
Next question.
I don't have any. I don't have any cool toys, but I got a rock. It's a
I got
like
a
19,000 magic
platypus and a
cards.
tiara. That's what I've got.
We're just having a Transformers dick measuring contest here.
You have like 92,000 magic cards, right?
Right.
Yeah, I do have.
Do you have Darkness from Legend? Because I do.
Oh my God, we're having a toy off.
Yeah, well, you know
One
what
of the
I've
original
got?
triple changers.
I have Red from Disney World.
Blitzwing, baby.
You can't get her anymore. So.
I have a little vampire.
Where's my Johnny Cash action figure? It's around here somewhere.
Johnny Cash?
Someone did give me. They did give me the Jeff Goldblum reclining Funko Pop.
All right, so I've got this one fan named Levi. He makes homemade action figures, and he made me an action figure of one of my characters from my books and sent it to me. Nice. So he made me my own action figure and packaged it, and it was dope.
That's dope.
That is really cool, and we also kind of hate you.
I give up. You win.
He's the same guy that showed up to the con this year with a new action figure of me. He made an action figure of me for me, and that was awesome.
I saw that.
One year for Christmas,
it looked great.
Alyssa got me a Silas bobblehead.
That's awesome.
He's too pretty. Need to get JLD to paint scars on him. Oh man! All right.
What the hell were we talking about before my trauma was resurfaced by Gibby?
Something.
We're just showing off how nerdy we all are.
Writing exposition characters.
All right.
I mean, I got a new tattoo. Talking about being nerdy, here's my Lord of the Rings tattoo that says Rohan will answer.
Nice.
It goes with my assemble. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nice. That's so cool.
That'd be funny if they changed it up and it's like Rohan says "fuck you."
Rohan
doesn't like your Gondorian winged helmets, you dorks.
I have the font, so I can translate anything we want. I can have Gondor says "suck a bag of dicks."
All right, our friend Kyle the Goof asks, "What is your worst landlord story?"
Years ago, before we bought this
never
house,
to have a landlord.
Years ago, before we bought this house, we were renting and we were sharing with another couple, and that couple split up, and the woman decided to move the new man in, and it was not working, and so we were going to move out, and So we went and talked to the landlord and got everything arranged. Said we're going to move out. The lease, they can take over the lease. And she was like, okay, fine, no problem. And we found another place. And while we were moving, the landlord called me and said, oh, by the way, I told your roommates where you were moving to, and they were planning on showing up and yelling at us and getting angry with us. And I was like, seriously, why did you tell them? And she said, well, I just thought it was fair. So that was just the first one that popped to mind.
I don't have any bad landlord stories. I mean, it's been almost 30 years since I lived in a place I didn't
Me
own,
too.
and
When
the
I
only
was
places I only had like 2 apartments before I moved in with my wife. So
when I was young in the military, I was living in the dorms, and one friend offered to, like, hey, do you want to come move into my townhouse with me, rent a room from it? You'll make more money because they give you an allowance for housing, so you can make money on the side. Like, yeah, sure. Talked to the first sergeant. He said, great. I moved into his apartment only to find out he didn't really want a roommate. He wanted someone to watch his house because he was doing a 6-month deployment to England. So I was there at his house, but he left the electric bill maxed, the cable bill maxed, the gas bill maxed, all these bills at the house maxed, and someone had to pay for them. So I am going broke covering all his bills and my own, because otherwise I'll be evicted because I'll have nowhere to go. And he had the audacity to come back and ask for 6 months of rent. And I had my car repossessed at this time because I went so broke, and I didn't want to break the code and like rat him out for all his negligence. Then he had the gall to come in and ask me for like all this back rent. And so, yeah, that was a whole thing in my life. I literally had my car repossessed for $34
Wow.
wow.
because I had no money left. For 6 months, I lived on $100. I borrowed against my own paycheck because I was so tapped. $100 a month. That's what I lived on.
So my landlord, I would just like to preface, my landlord himself is a lovely, generous, kind soul who has like helped fix things late at night, lets us have cats, wonderful, no complaints about him. But he is the reason he introduced me to his friend who is an aspiring author, and I don't usually use that term, but his friend wanted me to read his book in progress. And it's the one that made me have to put a rider now that every book I read, I'm like, does it have any surprise anal rape?
Oh my God.
Yes? No. This is a actual thing. Does it involve a minor? And is there a talking tiger? If any of these things happen, I will immediately not read your book. Just so you know.
If it's not a surprise, if like you got a written letter ahead of time, though, the anal is coming. So be warned.
It started a 3-in-a-row trend of surprise butt stuff. I'm like, what was this?
Okay,
Like,
I'm going to
why
go
does
delete my
everyone think I
draft.
want to read this?
The Tony the surprise anal rape tiger. I'm going to go delete it.
Talking tiger.
Thank you.
What's
Yeah.
so wrong with the talking tiger necessarily?
That's me.
It's in a book with surprise anal rape of a minor. They are now forever linked in my mind.
Was the tiger banging the kid? Was the kid
No.
banging
It
the
was
tiger?
just tangential.
No. It was
Okay.
but think
Did
of
the tiger
tone.
Was
watch?
the tiger in the room?
Did the tiger watch and say, do it slower?
No,
Rubbing all
no,
6
but
nipples?
What kind of story do you think has all these elements? And these weren't even the weirdest.
When the
Shingles?
tiger was finished with the kid, did he say, "It's great"?
Because I think you kind of just described like half of Bevan's shingle stories. So I don't.
No. This book was legit more disturbing than anything I've formatted for Bevan, because you know what you're getting there. It was the surprise factor.
Ta-da!
Yes, like,
Butt stuff.
but then I read the next book I read had surprise butt stuff too. I'm like, what? Do I have a sign that says, "Hey, surprise me with your anal" in your manuscript? No, so that is my tangential to. That's my worst landlord story, because my landlord himself was wonderful, but I had to go through reading this story, and I will not name any names to protect the uninnocent. But
If you're
wow.
listening on the Discord, remember Rachel just said surprise her with your anal.
No, do not. That is in my
want-
writer. I will not read any
want that as a
fiction
new
sent to me
t-shirt.
with that.
Dude, surprise me with your anal is like, that's the new band. They're right out of Portland. It's amazing. So
Surprise! Butt stuff.
It's
It's
their
great.
debut song "Brown Eyed Girl" really hit the top of the charts.
Some of the authors who know me, occasionally they'll be like, if they ask me to read stuff, they'll put no butt stuff. Don't worry.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
I get sent
Rick, you
a
don't do that.
lot
You
of
shouldn't.
manuscripts. And I feel like I see a massive number of unpublishable works. There's very little surprise butt stuff in anything I'm being sent. Maybe you should cull your friends list.
Because it all goes to Rachel.
I was about to say, I think it's like, is that my duty in this world? I get the surprise anal manuscripts?
Duty.
What's in the box? Butt stuff.
It's the surprise Rachel with your anal challenge.
No! Please do not. Please.
Everybody
Please
send
do
butthole pictures to RECar at
No.
RECar. No,
Do
oh,
not
sorry.
say this. Do you understand how many tentacles I already get sent? How much they made a painting of Cthulhu as Jeff Goldblum and sent it to me. Like, seriously,
So
do
surprise
not
Rachel
give them anything
with
else.
your tentacle anal.
No!
Tiger tentacle anal.
But do you know how many times people will say,
Tulu.
"That'll do, donkey, that'll do," and they
Octopussy.
know that it will make me turn purple? I hate you all. Give me another question, please, Rick.
I don't know if we need another question. I don't think we're getting any better than that. But yeah, let's jump over to the Facebook, and we'll trust Steve to cut shit around and put the Rachel rant as our tiger butt stuff climax.
Oh, there's no game tonight. It's just this conversation about surprise butt stuff. So.
No! But who puts that in a book with a talking fucking tiger? That's
Dude,
the part.
if John's listening to this, the next game, like as soon as we get behind the door
No.
of the gem of Fumark, it'll be surprise butt stuff waiting for us.
I'm on D&D
You know,
Beyond
it's not
right
even
now
surprise,
looking up
comma,
the
BUT.
for a Rakshasa.
There it
Oh
is.
God, no, not a tiger that
Meet
talks.
our mascot, surprise anal tiger.
It's great.
I hate you all so much.
Hey,
Okay.
And you had a fucking Optimus Prime.
well,
Several.
you know, as John,
I didn't get it either.
Well,
as a
you
kid.
had a
So I-
fucking talking tiger.
No, the tiger. Wait, did the tiger fuck in? Not on. He did not fuck on the page, but he had cubs later, so I guess he did. But he didn't.
Facebook.
What are the Facebook questions?
I thought you'd never ask. Over on Facebook, Zachary Markson says, if you had a convention that was all about you, what would it be called, and what would some events or panels at that convention be?
Surprise butt stuff.
Is that the name or the topic?
Yes. It's surprise, comma BUT stuff. No, I don't know. Probably have tea and lovely pastries and quiet conversation and cats, because now my cat is trying to join in the party. We've got Griff.
Hey,
Who-
Griff.
And a lot of people in anal tiger cosplay.
See, there is a Griff.
That's just
Hello,
furries,
folks.
man. That's just furries.
Kitty.
Misty and I do have a con that's all about us. It's called Saga. It's the genre professional development conference for genre fiction writers, and you can get your tickets now at sagaconference.com.
And then
And then you can come join us in Winston-Salem, July 12 through 14, and find out what kind of panels there will be at a convention that's for us by us.
and we're in
Bitches.
What, is
partnership
that one of the ones you
with
gave me a list to?
Congregate. So if you come to Saga, you automatically get a membership to Congregate as well. So it's two cons in one.
With practically no surprise tiger butt
I'm
stuff.
pretty sure. At least we have not set up a
Unless
panel
Rachel
for that
there.
yet.
So far, So far, there has not been any surprise tiger butt stuff at either a congregate or a saga, because I've been
Well,
at
you
all
know
of
who
them.
to ask to be on the panel.
I hate you.
I like to send a singing telegram first, so there's no surprises about the butt stuff. So
You
You're gonna
Hark
have to
the
write the
herald,
lyrics for the tiger butt stuff
oh,
song, buddy.
I'll give this to Bevan. He's the lyricist.
hark
If
the herald, butt stuff comes.
yeah, exactly. Hark the herald, but fucking coming. Do do do. Yeah.
You all.
It's like Life of Pi, but with surprise butt stuff.
Open up the big brown eye. Do 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 do.
couldn't I just have a horrible landlord story with like a septic
You
system
could've.
issue or something?
You
No,
could've, but you
no, I
Obviously
have to
not.
have a good landlord.
If I was to have a con, a Gib con, it would be it would be a camping weekend. It would be like people would be like bunking up and camp stuff. It would be all outdoors and a big tent pavilion, like one big LARPing event, but with books and just fun nerd shit all weekend. That's what I would like to do.
I hope you have a great time. Teresa and I will
Yeah.
almost certainly not be there. We are indoor kitties.
Yeah, we are indoor.
Oh no,
kitties
I'm
here,
a
too.
glamper. No. I would like cabins with like air conditioning.
There,
I'm not
there has
crazy.
to be toilets, like proper
Yeah.
human toilets.
And doors on the inside.
It's a what if situation. So
All right,
Anybody else?
Rick.
Yeah,
It
what's
would probably-
RickCon?
It would be like all the twat waffles showing up with pictures of feet because for some reason they all think that bothers me or something.
You must have
Feet are fucking better than what I
must have
get.
said something down the road and somebody jumped on it and it became a thing.
Oh, I know exactly
Oh.
what I said because people kept like posting these like feet pictures and I just made a comment like, can we like maybe like cut it out with the pictures of nasty feet because
It was
I'm
like
pretty sure-
cheese
Ew.
grater feet too.
Yeah.
It was
Ew.
awful.
Bleh.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think.
That's way less funny than surprise tiger butt stuff,
Surprise
hate you
tiger
all.
butt stuff is a
which
high
now
bar
really
to leap.
does. And God knows
And
what
I will
happens if
say,
you
if
land.
there
Painful bar to
is
leap.
if there is a surprise tiger butt stuff shirt, I will wear it. But it has to exist, and someone has to send it to me. But I will
JLD,
wear
I'm gonna need a drawing of a very surprised looking tiger.
hang on.
You know, it
Wait.
Oh, God.
it
this.
occurs to me that since
Uh,
the first Mysticon is no longer a thing, I could actually now have MistyCon, and everybody could come and argue about the X-Files with me.
You could have Mercedes Lackey show up, and it can be double the Misty,
Nope.
double the con.
One Misty, me. There's one Misty.
One Misty.
Mm.
All right.
There's only room in this town for one Misty.
Good thing Misty Lackey doesn't live in South Carolina.
Not even her name.
All right, I just dropped a link for everybody, specifically Rachel, in the Slack for the Quest for
Oh,
Competence
God.
Slack, and yeah, it's an Amazon book.
My God. Libby.
Ah! Ah!
I'm afraid to look.
Oh, dang. Now this is in my search history, you asshole!
You don't know what I had to search on to get to before that. The three that came prior.
There's no tiger involved.
I
Ha
was gonna say,
ha ha.
probably nothing you haven't searched on before.
I hate you all.
Yeah, that was bookmarked, Rick.
That was awfully fast.
Let's do one more
On the
on the
Facebook.
Facebook, and then we'll.
Okay.
Let me go. Let me be
Well,
free.
It's
No.
also con related because this was right before A&D Con when they posted these questions. But it's Mark, dear Mark. Do we need to say it?
Fuck
Fuck
you, Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, we
Fuck
tried.
you, Mark.
Dearest Mark says, if an alien were to attend A&D Con, what is the first thing you would say to them?
Rachel's gonna
Potato.
Rachel's gonna eat a giant donut dick in a couple of hours. You should hang out for that. Don't go in the crapper. There's a meth head in there.
Yes. I did eat that giant dick donut, and then I got completely shown up by Kyle. Like, seriously, that man, that mouth, damn. My poor British accent was like, if anything happens to you, I'll take him. So, it was impressive.
I was jealous of the donut
True story.
pictures.
There was video.
I just wanted the
I
donuts.
mean,
I didn't care
I
if
don't
they
think
were
that's
shaped
what
like.
she was jealous of.
No.
Nope. I
To
just wanted
get to the
donuts.
donuts, though, you had to step over human feces, take a left at the Church of Scientology, and walk over the crackheads.
That is true. All of these things happened in one trip.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Gibby, what would you tell a newcomer to our planet and A&D Con?
I probably would just pull a John Hartness and say, "Here, buy my books. You don't have nearly enough in your hands yet, so come over to my table." Also, like, hey, man, you got cures for all these diseases and shit. You know, like, I mean, they're interstellar traveler, so I started pumping up information and try to sell my books intergalactically. So
I
that's
like
what I would
that
do.
because you could say to the alien, "Here, you can learn about our culture."
Start
I
pumping
respect the hustle.
information and anally.
Really,
So,
Rick?
are you into
You had to
probing?
go there?
So, what's your stance on probing? And Rachel's that way.
Don't warn her.
Just the way this year's going, I'd probably just be like, just vaporize Earth.
Yeah, basically.
Really.
But take me with you first.
So, on that happy note, that's all we've got for you this week. We'll be back next week with a side quest of some flavor, and join us in 2 weeks for the next episode of The Quest for Competence.
Woo!
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Is that dwarf word for cum?